Welcome to Trending News Now. Today we dive deep into a geopolitical development that's raising eyebrows across the globe. What exactly happened between Mongolia, the United States, and China over mineral resources? And why has this critical cooperation suddenly collapsed? Stay with us as we explore the factors, the implications, and the possible ripple effects on the world stage. To truly understand what went wrong, we first need to go back a few years when Mongolia, a landlocked nation between two giants, Russia and China, became the center of a high-stakes global game over critical mineral resources. Mongolia is home to some of the world's largest deposits of copper, coal, and rare earth elements, minerals essential for everything from electronics to military technology. The country's massive Oyu Tolgoi copper mine, for example, is one of the most coveted sites globally. These resources have made Mongolia a key player in the global race for minerals, especially as countries look to secure supply chains that are not dependent on China, which dominates the rare earth market. The United States, in particular, sought to strengthen ties with Mongolia to limit China's influence over these critical resources. In recent years, there were promising signs of cooperation between Mongolia and the United States. The two nations shared mutual goals, strengthening Mongolia's economy while ensuring the United States had access to vital minerals. This was seen as a strategic move to counterbalance China's near monopoly on the supply of rare earth materials. But fast forward to today, and the picture looks very different. The once promising United States-Mongolia cooperation has collapsed. So what went wrong? Experts point to a combination of factors. First, internal political instability in Mongolia has led to frequent government changes, making it difficult for the country to maintain consistent foreign policy. Each new government brought with it different priorities, some of which were more favorable to China. Another major factor is China's overwhelming influence in Mongolia's economy. China is Mongolia's largest trading partner by far, and while Mongolia sought to diversify its economic partners, its dependency on Chinese markets for coal and copper has grown. Beijing has used this leverage strategically, making it harder for Mongolia to turn away from Chinese investments. On the U.S. side, some missteps in diplomacy may have contributed to the collapse of this partnership. While the U.S. offered financial aid and strategic partnerships, it failed to provide the level of economic investment Mongolia needed to counterbalance China's immediate offers. For Mongolia, the short-term economic gains from cooperating with China outweighed the long-term promises from the U.S. For example, U.S. proposals often involved complicated environmental and social impact assessments, which delayed projects, while China offered quick cash and infrastructure development. In fact, Chinese companies were often able to provide rapid infrastructure development, like roads and railways, in exchange for mining rights, creating tangible benefits for the Mongolian people in the short term. Meanwhile, the U.S. offers were seen as more bureaucratic and slow-moving. Beijing has long understood the importance of securing mineral resources. They've used Mongolia's reliance on their market to ensure that most of Mongolia's exports continue to flow into China, despite efforts to diversify. Moreover, China is investing heavily in its Belt and Road Initiative, and Mongolia is a key transit country for these massive infrastructure projects. In many ways, Mongolia's geographic and economic realities have made it incredibly difficult to pivot away from Chinese influence despite U.S. efforts. So, where does this leave Mongolia? As the country tries to balance its need for economic growth with its political sovereignty, it finds itself in a precarious position. The U.S. has expressed disappointment at the stalled cooperation, but it's unclear what steps Washington might take next. Some experts believe that the U.S. might re-engage with Mongolia through a new framework, possibly involving multilateral agreements with other nations like Japan or South Korea to counter China's dominance. But for now, Mongolia appears to be more closely aligned with Beijing than ever before. At the same time, Mongolia will need to navigate its own internal challenges, including corruption in the mining industry and environmental concerns. These issues have already slowed down its development efforts, and without a stable governance framework, attracting foreign investments will remain difficult. So what went wrong? A combination of political instability, economic dependency, and strategic miscalculations from both Mongolia and the U.S. paved the way for China to strengthen its grip on Mongolia's valuable resources. This is a stark reminder of how geopolitics and economics are deeply intertwined in the modern world. As global demand for critical minerals grows, this collapse of cooperation could have lasting impacts on international supply chains, national security, and the future of clean energy technologies. Thank you for joining us today on Trending News Now. If you found this analysis informative, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into today's most pressing global issues. Stay informed, stay curious, and we'll see you next time.